Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Lau. Just want to say a big thank you to all the parents and all the hard work that you've been putting into the home learning. I know it's been difficult over the last few weeks. I know myself as a parent that trying to homeschool is quite different to schooling at school. Just want to give out a message that I just want you to keep going. Just try your best. You won't be able to do everything all of the time, but as long as you try and put in some kind of routine for the kids and do your best and get the kids to try their best, then we can really ask for nothing more. We've had a number of questions from parents and students as well, and we thought we'd put together just a bit of a question and answer video clip to try and help you. Now, I know that not all of these questions will be relevant to you, so take from this what you can, and if you have any further questions, please do contact us.
So Mr. Lau, common question one. My son/daughter is working late into the evening every night. What can I do to help them?
Okay, so we don't want kids working until late into the evening. What we really want is for the children to be following their normal timetable. And this timetable will be at the start of every lesson. There'll be an introduction to the lesson through a Teams lesson from their teacher, and this should last no more than 10 to 20 minutes. The rest of the lesson, there'll be some work set for your child from the teacher, and this should take them till the end of the lesson. Now, if, for example, you haven't quite managed to finish all the work that you've been set, well, don't panic, okay? Just do your best and submit what you have done. But I think it's also really important to remember that before your next lesson starts, that you do have, a little bit of a break. So around about 10 minutes, 5 minutes before the end of the lesson, you stop, you gather your thoughts, you submit what you need to submit, and then you move on.
My son is still working on classwork from last week. What should I do?
Okay, it's a difficult one because I know all the kids want to try their best, and sometimes there's that pressure of making sure that everything gets done. I think my advice to this would be, in the first instance, is first of all, do your best, submit what you can, but there'll come a point when you have to sometimes say, right, I need to move on. Ideally, what we want to do is start each week fresh. And I know that during this lockdown, there will be gaps emerging for many of you, but don't worry. What we are doing is we will be making sure that we identify those gaps in knowledge, so when you do return, we will be working on them. So don't panic if you have missed a few bits of work, okay? The important thing to remember is that we're only 2 weeks into this, and we're still trying to find the right level for every single child. There will be opportunities for the kids to catch up. We will be working with staff and really trying to home in on what the right level of work is for all the children. But my clear message is that don't panic, do what you can, submit what you can, but move on.
Mr. Lau, next question. What happens if my child is ill?
Okay, and these things will happen. I think the thing to remember is, don't worry, if you can't attend your lessons that day and you can't do that work that day, it's not a problem. Okay, you need to get better if that is the case. There will be opportunities for you to catch up later on, but I would suggest that if you can't make it into the lessons that day, don't worry, you start the next day fresh and we move on. If for any reason you can't attend your lessons, then of course you need to let your director of year know with a quick email. You can find all the contact details on the school website.
Next question. What happens if my internet suddenly goes down?
Okay, if your internet goes down, it's not a problem. Simply get in contact with the director of year, let us know, and what we'll do is we'll send out a work pack for your kids to complete.
My child is working from a work pack. What happens when they have finished it?
Okay, once your child has finished their work pack, inside every work pack there'll be a prepaid envelope. Simply pop it into the envelope, either post it or drop it into school if it's safe to do so. If there are other issues, for example completing the work pack, if you need extra stationery, there are stationery packs in reception which you can pick up.
What happens if my son or daughter has forgotten a password?
Okay, if you've forgotten a password, so the password that you should have currently are for the ones for Office 365. You should have a parent and a pupil login for class chart and one for Teams as well. Now, if you don't have any of these passwords, please get in touch with our wonderful year team and they will help you with that. Okay, to summarize, listen, just do your best. And if you're doing your best, but you think you're starting to fall behind, then remember, there's a number of people that you can contact. For a start, there's your member of staff that will give you a weekly welfare call, let them know. We have our core lessons, and you can also, of course, let any member of staff know. That could be your subject teacher or even the year teams. The important thing to remember is that we're in this together, we're going to do our best, and as long as you're trying your best, no one can fault you. And just to finish off, just want to give a big shout out to these following kids who I think have done absolutely brilliantly this week in terms of their engagement. Thank you.